Hey, folks, we are live. Wanted to just say thanks for anybody that's coming back to watch this or watching it live tonight. That's fine, too. Andrea had asked me to how to create an HOA event. So I said, hey, I want to help you. That'd be great. Do you mind if I invite the user-to-user community? Because that's what we do. We help each other. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to walk through the process. So, Andrea, I'm going to tell you right now, and anybody that's out there watching can comment as well. But Andrea, I'm going to tell you, feel free to stop me and ask me at the time, because I know sometimes we forget things or whatever. I'm all for, do it right then. It's just easier, and it's just easier to keep it in your mind. If I'm going to cover something that you're asking about, I might tell you that. I say, hey, look, I'm going to discuss that in just a little bit. Let me get to that in just a second. So,
okay, sure.
Anything that helps you. Okay. So basically, what we're going to do today is we're going to try to create an event. The cool thing about this is basically part one, because what we're going to do is we're going to get out of here and record and go into another one. The one we create, we're going to go into that one. And I'm going to show you a couple things of how to go into a Hangout by doing that and things like that, how to invite guests into your film strip. So that's how we're going to do that. Between the two videos, we'll have that information in there. But I'm also going to show you how to invite people, to the Hangout itself. Okay?
Yes.
So now you have viewers and participants. That's the two differences. Go ahead.
Are we talking about non-Google users? Just Facebook people? Can this be set up as a Facebook event? Is that possible?
That's a great question. And the thing is, here's the deal. This event that I'm creating and showing you today is on Google+, okay? But the YouTube video can be watched anywhere that you want, okay? But the event is on Google+. So if they want to interact and leave comments and stuff like that, then it would have to be on Google+, because that's what I'm creating, a Google+ event. There are third-party software out there like Business Hangouts. I'm sure you've seen us do that and talk about that. That's one where you can bring people in, and any of those can comment all in the same environment. There's a very popular one right now that's called Crowdcast that's out there. There's a bunch of different ones. There's a lot of, there's, I'm trying to think of the other one. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But there's a bunch of those out there. Most of those are paid for. I will say that. Okay. But this is free for people that use Google and Google+. So this is a great way and a good way to get them over. And I know what you're saying. There's a lot of people over on Facebook that don't know about this or even how to get here and things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so maybe some of those other tools, keep in mind, all those other third-party wrappers is what people like to call it. Those are usually paid for. Okay, so you're paying for that particular thing when you do that. So just keep that in mind when you do that, and whether that's the route you want to go. What I will say is, since this is provided free and it's a way for you to see that, I think it's a good way to go. Now, you can embed this event on your website. You cannot, but you can embed the YouTube video. So to get that participation, you almost have to invite them in to Google+, or into Google+, for these particular events, to get the interaction part, as far as like bringing their comment up and things of that nature. You can certainly have two windows open, have your event going on, and have a window over here with something on Facebook that's going on over there. You can do those kind of things. I've seen people do that kind of thing, and that's just the host, not necessarily bringing it up on screen, but just talking about, hey, I noticed so and so said this, that kind of thing. So keep that in mind. Okay, go ahead.
Michael, my question is, can this be advertised on Facebook as a Google event, just to notify the people on Facebook through an event?
Mm-hmm. Yes. All you would have to do is copy the link for your event over and place it in Facebook, and boom, it pops up and it gives you the event and all that kind of stuff, and then they'd have to go through the process to come over and watch and be a part of it. But yes, absolutely, you can.
Okay, I love that. Okay.
Good questions, though. All right. Well, let's get started. Let me go to what you basically want to do, and I'll start with a blank page out here if you're on Google+. Let me get there real quick. And I'll switch screens so everybody can see. Okay, you should be able to see that. You see that okay?
Yes.
Okay. It's kind of confusing because it says events, creating an event, and Hangouts. We're actually going to create a Hangout event. And I know that's kind of deceiving and tricky, but over there, as you can see, it is actually a Hangout. Okay, so we're going to go to Hangouts. And you can either scroll down here till you find start a Hangout on air, okay, or you can go right here, Hangouts on air. It's kind of two choices there. And then you want to create a Hangout on air. So it gives you this menu. So this will be what we call create a HOA event. I'm going to call this part 2 because we're in part 1.
Yes.
And one thing that I get in a habit of, just for my reference and being able to search things and being able to find things, is the fact that I can go to, I like to put the date, like today's date, 8/12/2015. And like I said, the reason I do that is it's easy for me to locate and find and get to that point. Then you want to put data in there. Okay, here is the event we are creating live. Boom, it just gives it some kind of description. I can do it now, later. I'm going to go ahead and do it later just so you can see. I'll make this for 8 o'clock. We'll just scroll down to 8 p.m. And this is Eastern time. So if whatever time you are, and it automatically goes to tomorrow, but I want it today. I want it today at 8 p.m.
Okay.
Okay. And you notice right here, it gave me public. Okay.
Yes.
And I do want to make this public. This is a key thing. This is a very key thing. And I'm going to go right over here and show you public. That's very key.
How'd you get that, Michael? How'd you get that? Is that just something you uploaded as an image?
I have a slideshow over here that I have for things, and then I use ManyCam to bring stuff on screen. So I have a lot of different tools, and I also have 4 different monitors. So I have a lot going on for my production.
Okay.
But so anyway, so it's go ahead.
Because as part of my teaching in Hangouts, I do want to be able to upload images and videos.
Mm-hmm. You are, and you can do that kind of thing. The biggest thing is be careful if you're doing a public event. And here I'm going to bring, so you're not just staring into that screen. I'll bring myself into this picture because I can do this also with the same program. One thing you want to keep in mind is playing live video. You have to be careful of that live video for copyright infringements and things.
Yes.
So you just have to be cautious of that. And I'm not a lawyer. I don't claim to be a lawyer, but I just want to make sure that we have all that straight before you go and just do something. So
I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah. Always like to make sure of that
so
one.
That means to me that whatever images I'm using as part of the promotion, they have to come from iStock or whatever and be identified?
It's able to share is the main thing.
Fine.
What does they call that? Common, I forget what they call it. Common creators or something.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. So all that becomes important. And like I said, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't tell you one way or the other, hey, this is the way you need to do this, or you know what I'm saying? All I can do is give you suggestions and let you know from that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I just want to make sure I'm real clear there that, like I said, I'm not a lawyer. All I can do is just give advice on that. But they say that, and this is what I've heard. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but they say that, if you're standing there with a can of Pepsi saying, I love Pepsi and Pepsi's my favorite, you're fine. You're fine.
Did you say you're fine?
But soon as you print it and put it up there as an image, then that's where you get into the little tricky part and stuff. At least, and again, I'm not a lawyer, but I've noticed that you don't really get those issues whenever whenever you do it that way. So just keep that in mind.
Now, are you talking about as a moving image or a static image? An uploadable static image?
Yeah.
Because what I would be doing basically is working with women on cravings. So they may just have a can of Pepsi saying, I don't know, I'm going to go out of my mind if I don't drink this kind of thing.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I would do some research on that to find out the exact answer, and maybe, if you have to, get a lawyer involved. But I've noticed that people are sitting there with a Red Bull or saying, I love this, I love this right here.
yes.
I bought this, I got this at such and such, and this is what this is. And nothing happens at all. Or they're sitting there with a Pizza Hut box, or they're sitting there and nothing ever happens. But as soon as they print and put it on screen and it becomes an image, that's where the issues come in. At least that's what I've, witnessed.
Okay. So we're not clear if it's a static image or if it's a moving image that it's okay with.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know about any of that. The only thing is if I'm sitting there with a can of Pepsi, that's not an image. That's just a, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know. So I'm not sure. And like I said, but
okay.
I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that.
I'm going to check
because I don't know. But
yeah.
check that out.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Oh, you bet. You bet. All right, let's go back in here. We'll go to, all right, so I'm at my event, and when I'm creating my event, I create it for later, 8 p.m., et cetera. And again, public is key in here, okay? I can add, oops, I don't know why I did that, but let me bring this down so I can see here. I want to get to more people. I wonder why that event is not showing the top part of it. But anyway, okay, so I can invite like user to user. The initial one is the key one. So I want to share this with user to user. I want to share this with public, and I can share it with any circle that I have. So I can do that at the initial time when I'm creating this. This is the time to do that with any community or any circle. You have to be real careful here though, because you don't want to spam people. You don't want to unload on people. So make sure that when you share with a community or a specific circle where these people are interested, that would be perfect. Okay. But in a community, you can start building a community. Hey, I'm building this community on these things. Here's the things I'm talking about. Then that community always gets that invite. It's not as much of an issue because they already know it's coming, and I'm already a part of that community, so I get all of that. Is
the invitation coming from the community, or is it coming from my Google page?
The invitation will come from you.
Okay.
However you're signed in. So for example, this one right here, whatever, like you can see my icon up here.
Yes. That
is who it's coming from.
Okay.
The invitation's coming from me into Google Plus. Okay, this is just inviting into Google Plus. If you want to share this elsewhere or add this, you take that link in an email, they would click on it and open up in a new tab in a browser, and then that's how they would get that way if you wanted to just send it by email or something.
All righty.
Okay, and that link to the event, and I'll show you that whenever we get into it. This is basically how you create, okay? This is the event. So I'm going to go ahead and share that. As soon as I hit share, it opens up the event for me. Okay, so now I have the event, and you can notice right here it says public event. Okay,
right.
That's a key thing. If you notice on this one, and I'm going to show you here on this one for tonight's, it says private event. It's because I forgot to, or on purpose, I forgot to add public.
Okay.
Very important.
Yes.
Very, very important to add the public. Okay. Which I did not do. So it makes it a private event because the public wasn't invited. So that's why I'm emphasizing that point when you're creating this. If you want it to go out to the public and you want this out for everybody, then that's what you would do. And that's the way you would do it. Also a trailer. One thing, you can add like video trailers. They ask for, a YouTube video. All you do is enter it in, or if you have something here, you can enter the URL to it. You can choose from your videos, your photos. You can upload something. Okay, so I can go to any one of these, and if I want, and I don't know if it'll work because I'll do the exact same one. that I did for this event, but I'm not sure it'll fit. We'll see if it does. Nope, does not fit because it's too small, or it has.
Great! It tells the size of the image that it needs to be. That's wonderful.
It does. It does. It says the photo upload is too small. Must be at least 738 by 415. So that's nice too, to be able to do that.
Nice. Okay. Thank you.
So that, oh yeah, you bet. So that adds your image trailer that would go right there. Okay. That is the event. You can reshare this event. Okay. Let me show you that real quick. Okay. When I share an event, let's say it automatically gives me public. I can add a comment. Say, here is an event Michael is doing user to user. Oops. You to you. And then you can hit share, and you can share it to the public, or I can save it to a circle. I can save it to a specific, circle that I have, my friends, my baseball friends, whatever, anything like that. I can do it.
Okay.
Now I'm not gonna share it, but I'm just showing you how you can do it. And anybody that's there, you have options. Under the details section. If you look right here, I can actually allow guests to comment.
Yeah.
If I take that away, then it takes away. If you notice on the left-hand side, it takes away the commenting.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And guests can invite other people. So I can leave that so guests can invite other people or not. And I do want them. If I want to get this out, I want them to be able to invite their friends, etc.
Yes.
You can allow guests to add photos or not add photos. Wow. So you can do all those kind of things. So that's how you get in to edit these things. Edit event, manage guest list, duplicate event, delete this event. You can do a lot of things with this as you go. So this is kind of a good thing. It kind of shows you here. I mean, you can see that a user to user was invited, and then people that are watching, etc. I am going to take a couple comments here real quick, just because I saw a couple out there, and I think Andrew's answering some of them. But is it better to set up through create an HOA as opposed to setting up through an event?
Michael, where are you seeing the comments shown?
Oh, okay. So remember, now I did this as a public, a non-public event, so I can't bring them up on screen, but I can bring them up this way so you can see.
Okay.
I'll bring it up this way just so you can see. Let me see. Go to that. Okay. Right here, Marie says, is it better to set up through create an HOA as opposed to setting up through an event? I get lost when trying event. Is one way better over the other? And Maria, that's a great question. I almost always do not do it the way I'm showing you right now.
Really?
I'm going to show you the other way as well, because I want to show both ways. And I'll get into that in just a second, Marie. You're going to see both ways, and I'll show you why I like the other way versus this way too. Okay, tied up tonight, but I will watch the replay later. Join you for future parts. That's okay. Sure, it's okay. Marie Johnson, it is more a matter of personal preference than one being better than the other. Michael Daniels will cover that a bit later. There you go. And then thank you, Andrew Hatch. So that's how I brought the comments, just kind of because I didn't do a public one. I can't use comment tracker, which is very common to bring in comments and bring them up on screen. Okay.
Michael, I have a question about something I had done at one time in setting up a Hangout event. I remember doing so far everything that you've shown me, but the other thing that I know that I did that was a big mistake was I had done something. I don't know if it was a Q&A or it was one of those, are those called apps?
Yes.
The Q&A and then the hands, the applause.
Yep.
And it basically disabled the video, and I was not even able to view it. Does that make sense?
It does. I'm not sure about the disabled part, but what does happen, as you can see right here, if you look at this event page, okay, and I'm gonna draw on screen so you can see the event page is right here. Okay, this is all the event page.
Okay.
And that is, you lose that when you use the applause app or the showcase app or the question and answer app. When you use those, Now everything's done within the Hangout window. Okay, so you don't get anything on the outside. You don't get any of these goodies out here. You don't have any of that. So anybody, even the viewers and the film strip people all see just what's going on inside there.
Okay.
So that is one of the reasons why the Applause app, I mean, if you feel like, I turn it on, I turn it off, enabling this feature, I'm going to disable this feature. Showcase app, same thing. Showcasing whatever something inside, it still brings you into that same, you still don't get the features on the outside that we use and want. We want people to come in and be able to use that. This is all done within the Hangout. Now, if you want to use the question and answer app and the showcase and the applause and all those things and have it all within the Hangout itself, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and you can do that. And there's a lot of people that do that. Now, when you share that particular event, those people come right into there. They don't even have to get on Google+. They can now see that and, I don't know about question and answer app, but they'll be able to see all that other stuff because, and don't hold me to this because I don't do it that often, but I'm pretty sure when you open up on YouTube that video later, yes, you have an option down there where you can click on to open up as the show was going on the apps that are available there. That's my understanding. Again, I don't do that often, so I don't know about those particular things. So to answer your question, I think I answered your question, is turn these off, disable them, turn them off.
Okay. I remember that when I had attempted, after I had that, I guess, activated, when I had attempted to give my guest the Hangout event link, she wasn't able to get into the Hangout.
Okay.
Does one affect the other?
Without experience of using that, it's going to be hard for me to answer, and I don't want to mislead you in any way.
All
so
right.
I don't know the answer to that, but you know what? I will search and ask someone that uses it. Let me write that down.
Well, more than that, my question is to know the right way to give my guest the link so that I don't fall into the same situation where
I understand that completely. No, I understand that totally and completely. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you that.
Yes. Okay.
Let's learn that right now. Now, someone that you want to bring in and come into the Hangout itself. That's what you're asking about, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. This is the best way that I can tell you. If you look right here at this screen that I've got going on here, you will see that I have pointed to the little man there. When you click on that, what happens is you get this screen. And on this screen, this gives you the actual link. Okay?
Yes.
That is the best way, using that link. Also at the top of the page. Now, you can't see it on this particular one, but at the top of the page, if you look in our Hangout that we're in right now, you will see at the top there's a link, which has the exact same thing with a few things that are different. But that link at the top is the best overall because that is the link to get in here.
Wait, Michael, it looks totally different. I'm not seeing those letters and number combinations at all. I see something completely different. What could be the reason for that?
Okay, when you say something completely different, do you mean the completely different for this event or the one that I'm showing on screen?
For the one you're showing on screen.
Okay. The one I'm showing on screen was to give you an example of an event that I showed, an event that we did before.
Okay.
Okay. If I show you right now in the Hangout, we'll get that bleed through effect. I just wanted to show you on a slide. I'm showing you on a slide.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's why it's different. That's why it's different.
So the link that I have in my toolbar right now, that is the link to the Hangout that we are currently in.
Correct.
Oh, got it.
That is absolutely
Okay.
correct.
Got it.
Yep. Yep. That is correct. Good question, though. That's a great question. So yes, the one that we're in right now, that's the link. And so when you get in here and you're in here early and you come in the green room and you're getting set up and you want to invite somebody in, that link up at the very top is the perfect and best way to get it and offer it up to someone.
Now, is that the link that they would give? Let's say they have 5 people that are going to be coming onto the film strip as additional guests. Is that the link that I would give to them that they would give to their people?
You want to bring them inside? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
That is the link to come inside. Yes.
Okay. All right.
So for example, and I'm going to screen share. I mean, it's probably going to do a bleed thing, but I'll show you in here what you would want to do. Okay. So let me do a screen share. Screen 1. No, I don't want to do screen 1. I want to do the Hangout. All right. So I do the Hangout. Okay. So now you see that?
Yeah.
See how it's bleeding and doing all that? I told you it would bleed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But when I invite people, okay, so now when I invite people, do you see that?
I do.
Okay. That link right there, and as soon as I press in there, I can hit Control-C to copy that.
Right.
That's who I would give out to those 5 people to come in.
Okay. So
that brings them in the film strip, though. That's in the film strip.
Okay. That's not going to your viewing audience.
No.
Okay. All righty.
No, this is people you want to come in. Very important. You want these people in there.
These will be people who are coming into the green room.
Exactly.
Got it.
Okay.
Yes.
You can also, if they're on Google Plus, you can add their circle. So if I wanted to bring Andrew Hatchett in, I can choose him just by doing this, because these are people on Google Plus.
Yes.
And keep in mind, anybody in the film strip, they have to be on have a Google account in order to come in.
Oh, important. All right.
Yep. This is only Google people that are allowed in. And then I can click invite, and then they would come in that way.
Okay.
Sometimes notifications and invitations and things like that, because of different settings with different people, they may never get this invite. So that's why I chose the method that I'm telling you up here to take this, or to take the one up above in the URL. That would be my choices if I was going to do it.
Okay.
Those are sure ways of getting in. So that's why I choose that way. All right. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. So inviting, let me go back over to here. Inviting to an event would be invite more people right here. And your guests can do the same thing. Okay. So I can invite more people right there. That's to make them a viewer.
Right.
I can share the event. You saw me do that. Share the event. That's the way to invite more people. So both of those invite people to be viewers. Okay, that's the difference. That's a viewer. And then inside the Hangout that I showed you, this way is invite to be a participant. So invite to be a participant is using that little man with the little plus head right there. Right. Invite people.
Good.
That's to come inside. That's to come inside and be a participant. To invite to be a viewer is on the event itself, share event, or invite more people.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And I don't do this that often this way, but invite more people might only be for the host. I don't know, but I believe you can. Once you pick the details here, guests can invite other people. I think it'll show up for them.
Oh, okay.
That's my guess. Okay.
So yeah, now let's say that I'm going to create this and embed this in an image. The one that I would use would be the one that says invite more people.
Okay. You're asking specifically, where do I go get the event link?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. The event link to invite more people is for Google Plus.
Okay.
To share the event is Google Plus.
To share the event.
If you want to, right. So if you want, you have to go up here and get the URL for this event, which is right up here.
All right.
That is what you want to share on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, to get people in to come into your event. And if you like, you can go to, you can copy that and go to, Google has a shortener. If I take this link right here and I copy it, I did Control-C to copy it. If I go Google right here, Google has a shortener where you can put that long URL in and it'll shoot in the URL, and I am not a robot. There you go. And it'll shorten it for you.
Great.
Yeah. So now you've got a short link right here. See this little Control-C to copy. And now I have that for my event. So you can do that too. That'll make it nice and short and not real long thing. Can't customize it. Can't customize it, but that's okay. I mean, it still works for what you want to do. Just a little helpful
That's
hint.
really great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And there is bit.ly.com.
I've used that.
Okay, bit.ly. You can make a bit.ly link for it. That's perfect too, because then you can name those. So, all right, let me answer again. I'll try and bring over a question so we can see. Does that link bring the person in to be part of the audience or in the film strip? And this is okay. Scratch that question, because obviously I think we answered it. And I have an invite more button on this event. So Andrew does have an invite more on this particular event, which is good. That's good.
Okay.
So he has it as a viewer out there. He has that. So that's good, because I have set this up to allow guests to invite other people. So that's why. Very nice. Okay, here's where we are going. Okay, so what else about this event? We've created an event. We've done this. We're getting ready to go over to the new event. What other questions do we have about this event that might come into play or that we want to talk about? Anything you have?
What preparation do you need to make for your guests when they are in the green room? What testing do you have to do of their equipment?
Well, first of all, I mean, this is a loaded question.
Oh, okay.
No, it is. It's a loaded question. My thing is have a one-on-one hangout with them prior to your event.
Oh, that makes great sense.
Yes, with anybody that's going to come in the film strip. Hey, look, listen, can you meet anytime or whatever? Pick a time, these dates, and when we can sit there and talk about this, because I want to talk about, once you come in the hangout, I want to make sure you're familiar with things. Use the same computer you're going to come in with. That's all these kind of things. There's a lot of things that you really want to bring up. I mean, like microphone, making sure that the camera works, making sure that, they're, get them a little loose and comfortable on screen, making sure that, okay, what I'm going to bring you in, make sure you know how to get in. Here's what an invite looks like. It's going to be a big long URL or whatever. Here's the way it is. And when I invite you, here's how I'm going to invite you. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can go over.
Okay.
Then there's things once they're in there, once you get them in there and everything, say, hey, look, we're going to turn our cell phones off. We're going to, make sure that we don't have this, make sure your lighting's good. We don't want a big dark space because, you want them to be able to see you, things like that. Those are things you can talk about too. That, like I said, that's going to come over time though. You're going to build a list. You're going to build a list. I mean, I don't have doing the game shows on Friday and things like that. I don't really have set shows that I do. So I don't have a set list, but if I did, I would definitely create this and go through this. There's a lot of stuff out there. Go search. Even Google support, I believe, has, things that you want to get prepared for a hangout. Are they on Chrome? Are they on Firefox? Are they, what browser are they using? Are they trying to come in on a tablet? Because that's going to be totally different on a tablet and how that all works out. So, all these questions and things that you want to work out and get right before you get into that whole process. Okay.
The other thing that I've seen is that as each sequential speaker speaks, that on some Hangouts, you actually see the individual on the screen. Sometimes you don't. But I'd like to be able to target it so that as the person is speaking, you're seeing them in the screen, on the screen.
Okay. Those are good questions. Right now, when you and I talk, it's going back and forth.
Right.
If I were to white box you, if I clicked on your, now the audience only sees you. Even though I'm talking right now, the audience only sees you because I have you white boxed. And you can click on that little, if you look down in the film strip, click on my picture, then you'll only see me. You see how it turns a little white box around me?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That means you are solely choosing who that person sees.
Okay.
Okay. That's what we call white box or pinning.
Okay.
So that's when you pin someone. So if other people are talking, yet you want to keep that, like I'm keeping you on screen right now. So everybody out there watching only sees you. Okay. Even though I'm talking, they're seeing only you because I've white boxed you. And I'm the host. Keep in mind and understand this. Just because you're doing something on your end inside the film strip here doesn't mean that that's happening out there for the real people watching, the viewers. It's whatever the host is doing. So if you, for example, you click on me right now, okay?
Yeah.
White box me. I'm white boxing you. The audience is seeing you because I am the host and I've white boxed you. Doesn't matter. Even though you're seeing me, you're like, how come I can't see me? And that's why, because the host, that's why the host, whatever the host does, that's what goes out to the public.
Can we share control of the,
No.
Okay. All right.
No. If you do, no, you can't share control of that without using another app.
Okay.
Okay. And that is, I believe, is Cameraman app or Pro Studio, which is an app over there. And I'm not totally familiar with those, so I don't know. To give you good advice, I wouldn't know.
All right.
So I don't want to go into all that. So the main thing is just get used to, as the host, whoever the host is, that's the key.
Got it. All right.
What else?
How do I view the Q&A, the comments, the comment tracker?
Okay, comment tracker.
I'd like to know more about the inside of the Hangout Toolbox.
Okay. The Hangout Toolbox itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Hangout Toolbox, really the only thing, like there's something that says comment tracker in there. That doesn't work inside there, so that's useless.
Oh,
the only one that really works is the lower third and bringing a lower third on screen. That's really the only one that uses that and is that you're able to use. The best thing to do there, I'll be honest with you, rather than spend a whole heck of a lot of time, because there is a Hangout Toolbox website where it goes into detail where you can see all that. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, if I click on Hangout Toolbox, used to be under settings, I think. No, it's not. Oh, questions. There you go. It has a questions, and then you can go to, hold on. It shows you the project page, a website, a support group, all kinds of stuff, and you can ask your questions there and stuff. So that would be my advice on that one. Again, I don't use that too much anymore. I use other things. So it's really hard for me to give expert advice on that. You know what I'm saying? And then creating a lower third and all that. That's a whole nother thing. The other thing is I've done some videos on that stuff too. If you follow me
good.
Subscribe to me on YouTube.
Okay.
And I've put a hashtag in there. It's hashtag MD Quick Tips, and I'll put that in the community too, so everybody can see that. These videos, all I've done is just, if I've used something or tried something, created a video to help with certain different things, just specific to certain things. Like I said, we could spend a long time tonight going over a lot of stuff because it's so intense with all the different things, and what it entails. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Can you upload a video that has been pre-recorded to a Hangout?
You can that you can share with other people, but you can't do it while recording. Because if you think about it, I have content, okay, and I've created this video, YouTube video, and now I want to bring it into the Hangout.
Right.
Well, YouTube has little bots that go around and check that and say, hey, so that's somebody else's content. They don't know that it's mine. So they give you a copyright strike. I'm just saying it's possible. I'm not saying it will.
Wait, are you saying your video? Because I'm saying a video of me speaking.
Here's the way I'm going to answer this.
Yeah.
How does YouTube know that it's yours? It has no idea. All it sees is that you're playing a video inside of a Hangout. So it says, I'm going to copyright you because I know that's a YouTube video out there that's not supposed to be in here. So that what they do is they punish you first, and then you have to say, hey, I'm the legal person on this, da-da-da-da, can we take this, da-da-da, and you'd have to go through. And again, I'm not a lawyer.
Right.
But if you want to do that kind of thing, you're at risk is all I'm saying.
Wow. The short answer is don't do it.
Yes.
Thank you.
And that's why they don't allow you to do it on a Hangout on air. And I think they do on a Hangout video call that doesn't go on air. You can everybody that's in there, if we have 10 people all in there, Hangout video call is just within the Hangout. We can all sit there and watch a YouTube video together because there's actually an app over there for YouTube where we can all sit there and watch and go through and do whatever. But nothing for viewers because you never go live. Anybody on there's no viewer on that. And this is a Hangout on air that we're doing right here. So they don't allow it on purpose.
Okay. How do I use the Showcase app to promote a link of a program that I'm promoting?
That's a good question. And again, I don't use it, so it's really difficult for me to give just answer on that. I mean, to give you a valid answer on that. You'd have to, and hopefully someone in the community is listening to this and they can give you some advice or put in the comments after watching this possibly of a good way to do that. I don't know what that is, but let me go real quick because there are a couple questions. Let me just go through here. Michael Daniels, does that link bring in? Okay, hold on. She already got that. I have invite. Let's see. Headphones, echo, audio, lights, camera. You can hear my dog. Sorry about that.
That's great.
That's what makes this real instead of like TV.
Yeah,
right?
Good stuff.
Headphones, echo, audio, lights, and camera is what Andrew was talking about. Can you put it back from whiteboxing to go back to screen swapping between whoever's speaking? I've not figured that one out yet. Of course you can, absolutely. So I can switch from my screen and hold it on there, and as soon as I click whitebox again, it turns off the whiteboxing. So if I click on Andrea, if I click on you, it's on you right now, but if I turn it off, it'll go back and forth with whoever's talking. So so that's how you would do that. And Andrew's talking about Pro Studio, and let me little bit, so maybe we'll dim that noise down a little bit for you guys. And then I added the quick tips in there.
Michael, how'd you do that? How'd you mute your background noise?
All I did was shut my door a little bit.
Okay, how can I do that digitally or in terms of the controls that I have, available? So if there's background noise on my end or on my film strip guest's end.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is you can mute someone. Like I can mute you right now, and I'll do it right now. So I can, if I'm hearing a bunch of noise from you and I just hit mute, now you're muted and you have to unmute yourself. And you go up to the top and you see the microphone. There's a little image of a microphone inside the Hangout. You would click that microphone and it would bring you back. You're inside the Hangout, right? inside the Hangout. Oh, don't tell me that I did this to you. And you know, up where the Hangout, the little red Hangout button and everything is, there's a microphone up there that's red. Click it and turn it white. There you go. Perfect. Perfect.
All right. So, oh, good. That was another one of my questions, because I always never was sure if I was muting or unmuting myself, and I kept going from one to the other. Do you have control over my Hangout Toolbox controls? I'm just wondering how you muted me.
You can mute me as well. If you go to down in the little box down there where it has my name, there's a little in the square box. There's like a little down caret. I call it a caret. It's a little down arrow.
Yeah.
If you click that, you can mute. Yep, you can mute. You can look at their profile. You can present to everyone, or you can hide from broadcast. At least I can present to everyone and hide from broadcast because I'm the host.
Okay, I only have 3.
Yeah, which are mute, eject, and profile, maybe, or mute,
profile, and ignore.
Oh, okay, ignore. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Nice.
So good. There you go. So while we're on that, let me just go into this stuff real quick. These are some things about inside the Hangout, and I'll switch over to that.
Okay.
Top bar. The top bar, let me shrink this down a little bit. That's where you have the hang up. The hang on just a second. Let me get to. Okay. You have the hang up button. You have the microphone video gear. You have bandwidth. If somebody's has a really bad bandwidth or bad connection, you can actually lower your bandwidth so it'll compensate a little bit. And what it'll do is it'll make you where it's just an image or something like that. Video mute and audio mute. Right. And also, you can try this right now. You have a PC, correct?
I do.
Okay. On a PC, if you hit, I believe it's Control M. No, it's not Control M. I'm sorry. It's oh, why can't I remember here? You can always pull up the keyboard shortcuts, and that would be to mute. I believe is Control D. Okay, my bad. Okay. Control D. Control D would mute yourself. There you go, and click Control D again, and you unmute yourself. And I believe Control E is the video part of it. Control E, and then Control E again. Yep.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Yep. So if you have a friend who's sitting in there and they're just waiting on their turn to talk or something, they can quickly, if they're getting ready to type something, rather than you hear all that typing,
right?
If I'm going to type, just tell them, just hit Control D real quick. There you go. That mutes them, and then it brings it right back. So,
this is great.
All right.
Yes.
Bottom section, we have blue box or white box. Used to be blue box, so now it's white box.
Right.
And I can change. I need to change that. Let me change that right now. I'll change that as we speak, so that way I have it for next time. White boxing or pinning. We call that pinning.
Okay.
Film strip. Film strip is anything down below, the down below area, and you know where that is. That's where I'm telling you to hit the white box and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Green room, and this is all terminology. I'm just trying to throw some terminology out to new people that are trying to learn and things like that. The green room is before you start the broadcast, and then afterward. It's just like in real television. If you go on, some celebrity show, David Letterman or whatever, one of those shows, what you're going to have is you have a green room. They sit in a green room, wait for their turn. And here, I'll put this on here so you're not talking to just air again. Okay.
Right.
So that's what I mean. So that's kind of what this is doing too. This is the green room before you get ready to go on, and the green room after you go on. So that's what the green room is considered.
Okay.
Viewers do not participate in the green room, obviously,
right?
Because they're not seeing all that. I am inviting you to my event. Participants and viewers. I think I went over that and described that to you. So now you guys know that one.
Michael,
The apps
what
bar.
is,
Yes.
sorry, what is the app that is allowing you to go in and out in video form?
That is called ManyCam.
Oh, okay. I remember you were talking about that back in December.
Right, exactly. I have
Yeah.
and I have an affiliate for that too. So if you're interested in ManyCam at all,
Oh, thank you.
I will put that out there for anyone who wants to use that too.
Okay.
Just a side note, just a way. I mean, I don't ever ask for any money or anything, but I do have an affiliate. This is about the only one I do have. Let's see. So if you want, that's great. If you don't, that's fine too. I don't care. Let me put that in that. I'll put that out in the chat for myself. Let's see. Boxing acts as a toggle switch. Can't be done except to stop the source of the noise. Yeah, okay. All right. He was just answering your question about the other about background noise. Okay.
Okay.
Apps bar on the left-hand side of each Hangout, and you can see it while you're in here on the left-hand side. You see. Let me see if I have an image of that. I don't know if I do or not. Yeah, I do. Okay. So if I go to that right now, you can see these images over here on the side. You have chat, screen share, all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm getting ready to talk about right now. So those are. Let me go to the apps bar.
Except I don't have that yellow.
Yeah, there's going to be some that you don't have. There's going to be some other ones. You'll. I mean, it's different per user, different things. Depending on what apps you use and what I've done. I mean, I've been doing this a long time.
Right.
So I got a lot more different apps than other people too. So just keep that in mind. So you will have some, you won't have others. But you have chat, screen share, Hangout Toolbox, lower third. Believe those, not lower third. Hangout Toolbox is where you get lower third. Custom overlays, same thing with the Hangout Toolbox, comment tracker. And again, a lot of these, like you said, you know, I didn't want to go into great detail, just kind of making you aware that it's there. Like I have a business Hangout app over there, a little green one with a little man, you know, around, which is different from other people. They're not going to have that because they don't use business Hangout. So there's different apps. Hangout, some of the terminology that you'll hear.
Yeah.
Hangout on air, Hangout video call, Hangout message box, Hangout video chat, Hangout chat, Hangout in real life, HIRL, HIRL. There's a lot of terms that we throw around and use all the time. Probably the biggest difference, Hangout on air means that we go live. It's on air, and you have viewers and participants.
Okay.
Hangout video call is just a Hangout video call. It's just you and 9 other people that are in there just talking, and it's not live. No one else sees it. It's just between you guys. Okay. Everyone has equal hosting abilities. So if somebody wants to present to everyone, then they can do that. Whereas in a Hangout on air, only the host has that ability to put up there who's going to be shown and that kind of stuff.
Can you go from a Hangout video call to a more formalized Hangout so that you can get the recording capability?
No.
Okay.
Once you start one, you can't go to the other. That's a good question, though. Great question. And the Hangout message box is the very common box that everyone kind of knows about, where you leave Hangout messages to different folks, you know, people that you know, and you see. I know on Google Plus here, I'll show this. You can see right here. This is what I'm talking about. This is the Hangout message box, and it's triggered by the little double icons at the top of anything on Google Plus.
Right.
So that's what that's talking about. And let's see. And a Hangout in real life is just when you meet real people out in real life. So, you know, not in a Hangout. So kind of cool.
Now,
all right.
Let's just step back a little bit and let's talk about when you're first initiating the setup of the Hangout in terms of, I think, is it Google Chrome that you need to be able to get on Hangouts so that I can instruct my people who are not aware of how to do this?
You can Okay, as far as a browser goes, you're talking when you say Chrome, you're talking about a browser.
Yes.
You can get in Firefox. You can get
Oh.
in. You can get any browser, any browser. You can access Google Plus. So you could open Firefox right now and access Google Plus, and you'd be fine to
Okay.
start this and do this.
I didn't realize that.
So browsers don't matter. The only thing is with when you have a browser of Internet Explorer, it has to be later than a certain date and up to date. That's the only thing there.
Okay, now as a viewer, the person can have any email address and come from anywhere. Is that correct? It's only to be in the film strip that they need to have a Gmail or
They
Google
can
account.
They could, like, for example, if I go to, and I'll show you, so hopefully this will clear this up a little bit, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to take the event we're in right now, okay? Let me go over to the screen. Here's the event that we're in right now. I'm going to take that link at the very top. You see where it turned blue up at the top?
Yes.
In the URL bar? I'm going to copy that.
Yes.
I'm going to open an incognito window. Over here,
Ooh.
you see incognito window. What this does is, this means this window is not signed in. So if I paste that event and hit enter, it's going to come up. I have to sign in. And do you know why?
No.
Because I did not make it public. So it's not visible.
Okay.
So now I'm going to take the one that we created, which is right here. Okay. This is the one we created, right? This is the one where I went through and I set this whole thing up.
Yes.
Let's make sure. I want to make sure you're on the same page with me.
Yes.
Okay. We haven't started it yet, but that's okay. We don't need to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get this event. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to open an incognito window. Now this one's public. If you remember here, let me go down here. This one's public. Remember here?
Yes.
Public event tells me it's public. So this one should show. So I'm going to copy that, go into an incognito window and paste, and this one should show up. And it does because it's public.
Wow.
And so when you send this link to Facebook or anywhere else or any of these kind of things, if you notice all the things, it's going to let me watch the whole event. I can't, if I want to try and say something, if I click on say something, it's going to force me to sign in.
Got it. Okay.
It also says at the top, if you notice, it says join Google Plus. Also, it has a sign in the upper right corner. So it has all these things here. I can watch that whole event, no problem. I can click on here, same as anybody else. There you go. Live broadcast will begin soon.
Right.
It's the same. I can watch that whole show. I just can't participate and leave comments until I join Google Plus or sign in when I try to say something.
Got it.
Pretty cool.
Okay.
Pretty cool,
I
huh?
love that. Yes.
Yep.
So now,
so hopefully that makes more sense to you, and hopefully that's a way to understand where I was going with that.
it really does. And the other piece that I'm putting together is that when I want to monetize this and create this as group coaching so that it's not available to everybody, I will set this up as a private event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You certainly
can.
The only thing is keep in mind, whenever you do something private, whenever you do something private, you will not be able to bring comments up on screen, which I haven't been able to do because I didn't do it. I didn't do it public either. And I tell you what, rather than go through that whole process and going through all that tonight, since we're already at an hour, I don't want to make this too long.
Right.
I would suggest I have in that MD quick tips that I suggested to you in my YouTube page. Yes. I have in there how to set up comment tracker.
Okay.
And that's one that'll be homework for folks.
All right. Yeah.
To go check that out and see that help. It's very helpful on how to use comment tracker and using hashtags to get those comments. It's got a couple good things in there, a couple cool little tricks in there to. I will put that while I'm here. I will put that link in. Let me go to my videos. and I just go to my YouTube page and just type in MD Quick Tips.
Uh-huh.
And it gives me all the videos of the quick tips that I have. Let's see. Where is it? Hashtag. Where is that one? Oh, there it is. Hashtag with comment tracker. That's the best one. Like I said, we could spend all night going over a lot of this stuff, and we can go over it again another time. You know what I'm saying? We can, once you test it out and try it a little bit, we can always come back.
I'm so excited because I'm getting it. The light bulb is going off. Good. I'm really seeing how this is working.
To go watch. I'll put that in the comments.
Okay.
And just so if you want to go back and see all these links that I'm putting in, I will put this in your Hangout message box, the link to see the event.
Okay.
Just so you have it. Here is the link to watch. So if you want to go back and watch this.
Oh, definitely.
And get those links.
Yeah.
All that'll be right there. So you'll have that access to that and be able to do that. So
cool.
So I'm really not going into part 2. I just created part 2. Just so everybody that's watching and anybody that's watching, you got folks that are out there, you'll see that I did create it. We're not going to go into it tonight. And I know, I believe it was Marie Johnson. Yeah. She had asked about, and Andrew said the same thing about creating an event. I have a video also on creating an event from creating a hangout from a traditional event, which is how I do the game show every week.
Right.
I have a game show that I do every Friday. I do a traditional event and then add the video in afterward. So I'm going to put that link in there as well. Here is the link for a traditional event.
Michael, you were talking about creating a list through, as an example, doing PlusWord. How do you do that? Are you actually talking about a list of subscribers? Or
yeah, one
people?
thing. Okay, I'll show you that in just a second.
Okay, great.
Here is the link for a traditional event. Hangouts. I just want to get this so you guys have that so you can use that as a reference and come back to it. And I think we did one, but that's okay. All right, let's do that. All right, I did that. What I do there, what I've done, and here's the way I do it, is, and let me go to my community. Okay, I have created a game show hangout community. Okay, so I have 141 members. People have all asked to come in. I'm going to show them all. And so when I invite this community, let me see, waiting for approval. Is there anybody? Nobody's waiting for approval. I just approved them tonight, so I don't have any. But what will happen is people will invite, they want approval to come. Hey, they want to be a part of the game show community. Well, what I'll do is add them to a game show circle as well. Anybody that says, "Hey,
I love it."
Mm-hmm, exactly. So so I say to, people say to me, "Hey, I really want to be able to, I want to come to your game shows." I'll add them immediately to the circle. So if I'm on just my regular Google Plus and I have, let's say someone, here, let me go right here, ask.
Oh my gosh.
I can go right here under people from my circles, and I can go to the game show one, which is down here somewhere. Where's my game circle? There it is, game circle. So this pulls up my game circle. If I can get it to come up. There it is. Okay, boom, puts all the people in my game circle. And then I can add people right here. Or if I know that Andrew Hatchett, if I go to Andrew, and he doesn't mind me doing this, I can go to his profile if I know somebody, and it's loading and loading. Okay, I can go right here and add them to that circle. I can just hover over this little box right here and add them to a circle. And I can go to game circle right there. There he is, game circle.
Okay.
So does that help?
It really does. Yeah.
Good. That's how you add folks to your circles and get them involved in communities and everything else. So.
And you can just message with them anytime also.
Yeah. Once the circle happens back and forth, then it becomes better two-way information. So yes.
Wow. This is great.
And it's really a good reason why to get on Google Plus and influence your people to come on Google Plus and get involved in Google Plus. Once they find out all the stuff that you can do and how well it all meshes and works, it really becomes a useful tool.
This is great.
Yep. And then bring them over to user so they can learn all this stuff that I just taught you again.
Definitely. Definitely. Oh my gosh. This is very exciting.
Good. I'm going to end the broadcast. I think we got a lot of questions, a lot of stuff answered. I answered all the questions out there so far, and I think I got a lot of your questions answered. Listen, we'll do this again. Okay, I'm gonna give you a week.
Okay.
Maybe we can come back next week at the same time. Maybe we can do another one, just to kind of a follow up, and maybe I can walk through a traditional event of what I normally do every week. Maybe we can do that. And guys, anytime you're in user to user, anybody that watches this, if you're watching user to user and you say, hey, how do you do this? Or I want to learn how to do this, just start a Hangout and we can all start asking questions. The other thing is too, that I was going to show everybody in user to user, if you look right here and here, and now I can take me off screen. If you look, you'll see every once in a while, I will put in there like right here, a nightly chat.
Right.
See that? If you ever see a nightly chat, that means I'm in here just hanging out, or somebody's in here hanging out. Come in and chat with us.
Great.
Yep. Just come on in. Just come on in and ask all the questions you want.
Awesome. Okay.
The other thing, sometimes we'll do it as a business hangout, and I wanted to show what that looked like, but I don't see one off the top of my head here. Wow, we haven't done one on business hangouts in a long time. Let me get I'll find one. I'll get there in just a second.
Michael, are you okay with doing this next Tuesday instead of next Wednesday? Because next Wednesday was actually the date of my hangout that I was going to do.
Yeah, we'll do it Monday. It doesn't matter. I'll do
fabulous. Thank you.
I'll do whatever. Yeah. Absolutely. So make sure that you're ready to go. We'll just plan on next Monday.
Okay.
This is verbal right now, so we'll just go with that.
Yes.
And I can't find any of the business hangout events, but sometimes we do it on business hangouts. Is all I was saying. But just look for something for nightly chat or chatting tonight. Come in and join us. Anytime you see that, come in and join us.
Okay.
We just sit around just like what we're doing right now. So I've enjoyed it. I'm glad you asked.
I'm so grateful. You have no idea. This has been such a curiosity for so long, and even though I was learning it, it wasn't really, getting in there because I wasn't ready. You really have to be ready for this.
You do. You really do. Especially for the Hangout on Air part. The Hangouts themselves, I think, is very easy and basic because it's just, people inside it video chatting is all it is. But when you want to broadcast and do, shows and things like that, then it becomes a little bit trickier. So I would agree with you wholeheartedly on that. So.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to stop broadcasting. You stick around here with me afterward, and we'll talk a little bit. Okay. But folks out there, thank you for coming, and I hope you watch this. And if you have any more questions or comments, please leave them down there. And plus mention me. That way I know it. I'll get it right away, the notification on it. And thanks anybody who did watch this. And thank you again for allowing me to share this with the community too, Andrea. I appreciate that. Bye.
Thank you.